What's up? Good morning, guys. All right, so not really a bad morning. I'm not that upset with this morning. You can see we have some gappers here. We have NIO gapping up. We have EXEL gapping up. We have CZR gapping up. We have SYMC gapping up. NIHD maybe, Prawn, some of the cannabis stocks as well, CGC, EARS moving some, but getting rejected at the whole dollar of one. We have GLBS, 1030, gapping up from 944. We have JKS, gapping up from 871 to 913. And that's about it. There's a few good ones. Still not seeing any crazy parabolic moves, though, like I like to see, but we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks. I do 7. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium or whatever it's called. Mostly just for when I travel, I can actually download YouTube videos to my phone and then watch them with no data. That's usually why I do it. Saves money on data fees, really. Yeah, I was looking at EXPR too. Hold on, guys. Ugh, man, my son's staying home from school again today. My wife just called me. Man, if he needs to stay home, he needs to stay home, but that means I'm not going to get any work done around here. Yeah, YouTube Red, I like YouTube Red. Specifically, I like the Karate Kid, the Karate Kid reboot. I love the Karate Kid reboot. It's pretty entertaining. I used to love watching the Karate Kid as a kid, and like the reboot. I thought that was cool. They got some good content on there. Snap, SNAP. Yeah, Snap, it went up almost all day yesterday, but in pre-market it dropped and it rebounded. So we'll see. Interesting level at that 730 point. Gonna watch the whole dollar of 7 for that one as well. Sorry, just drawing my little support and resistance areas on some of these. All right. All right, so looking at this gap scanner here, we'll see if we can find any more gappers today. I think the market's not that bad today. Like I said, though, I'm really looking for these big parabolic movers, and I just haven't been getting them as much lately. I've been enjoying shorting those for most of the last few months, and yeah, I'm just not seeing them as often as I was before, and that's okay. You know, the market will heat back up eventually, but PACB looks like a buyout acquisition, maybe. That or a 2-to-1 split is possible, I guess. INPX. This is almost all guaranteed to be a split of some sort. Let me look this up. It's probably a split. Alright, so yeah, we could look up INPX. I'll go ahead and go over the news. Yeah, it's a 40 for 1 reverse stock split. Is what it is. So yeah, 40 to 1. But yeah, very obvious. I mean, you don't see a stock gap up with low volume like this unless it's a split. And so 40 to 1 reverse split on INPX. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, it didn't actually gain any value, you know. I don't think. What does a split mean? What is it? A split means that the company is putting out more shares to the investors. And so if it's 40 to 1, for every 1 share the investor holds, or if it's a reverse split like this, for every 40 shares that investors hold, it would come back down to 1 share. But since it's much more expensive, I mean, you can see it's gapping up to 678. It would even out, you know. And so it's basically a reverse split is them taking shares away from the market and raising the price, right? So like if an investor holds 1 share of INPX when it was down here at wherever it was, you know, 20 cents, wherever it was, then instead of holding those 40 shares of INPX down at whatever it was, they're just going to give them 1 share at $7.12 or wherever it is now. And so they are essentially taking shares out of the market and raising the price of the stock, if that makes sense. What's up, Dzanu? Yeah, man, I know I need to size up. Listen, this week it hasn't been my style. Like I've only traded, I've even skipped some days of trading this week because I just haven't liked the volume. And like I said, I think that's necessary to a certain extent. You know, I want to take bigger sizing, I really do, but I have to wait until the market gives me what I need. I can't force it whenever the market's slow like this, or it's just gonna hurt my account. You know. And like I understand, I took a little bit larger sizing this week, and I took a bigger loss. And I think there hasn't been that many fades because the volume's been lower. Like I said, today really doesn't look that bad, and so maybe I'll use bigger sizing. I do have the account to do it now. But I have to see something I really like, If I don't see something I really like, I'm not going to take it just because the volume's been terrible. What is going on with this, man? Hold on. What's up, man? Did you call me 3 times, bro? Yeah, it didn't even show me anything. It just said missed call from Mitch, and then I would minimize that, and it would say missed call from Mitch. And so you must have called me a few times. But what's up, dude? All right, let me make sure. All right, Mitch is here, guys.
What's up? What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? You ready to get some nice trading action going here? Do see some stocks that I'm kind of interested in. Top stock for me is going to be PTI. PTI is one of the top stocks. Also, I got Yelko. Called this move on dries probably a good week ago. It was down there, I think, just underneath the. It had just gotten underneath the support there at 583s, and I really could see this stock coming back up as I saw all the shipping sectors, kind of getting hot. I think this really has to do with just the possibility of the shipping sectors actually taking off like they did last year and the year before that. A lot of traders are just kind of, I think, getting in this, doing some swing trades and kind of hoping that they take off like a rocket. And if they do, they'll get paid. So this is why I see at least that sector heating up a little bit.
Trading Monkey asked, does streaming eat up a lot of computer power? It used to with my last computer. I recently updated. Now I have like an i7 16 gig, computer, and it works fine with everything. Really, it's more than just streaming. Like, not only do I stream, but I have trade ideas up. I have Tef's Trader up. I have Thinkorswim up. I have a bunch of different windows on Chrome up. Have Skype up,
Yeah,
have
it's
OBS
ridiculous.
up.
Like, the kind of things that I feel the same way. I have almost too many things that are
Right.
open. It's like, when the amount of platforms I have open and web browsers and I don't even stress if I have something else open. I'll just minimize it, keep it there.
Right.
One of the biggest things of trading is you definitely need a good computer. If you're trying to make trades, I remember the first time I started trading, I was trading off an old i3.
That's what I
And
was doing
man,
earlier this year, man. Earlier this year, I
it
don't know
was
how I
hard.
did it too. I was streaming, like, if you watch this old streams, that was on an i3 with like 8 gigs of RAM, and now I see why it was giving me so much trouble when I edited videos.
Your trader actually crashed on me like 2 times in the middle of trades. It was very, very stressful. Definitely don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have lots of stuff with Thinkorswim. You can like change how much RAM you give it. And so you can like adjust how much RAM you give Thinkorswim, but I don't want to give it a small amount. Like I want to see the actual quote speed and stuff like that. And so I give it a lot of RAM, but it works fine on the new computer. Editing's so much easier now. It used to take me a long time to edit a video, and now it's pretty quick just because it actually loads when it should.
Yeah, I actually have my CPU overclocked, so it can handle just about any game, anything I throw at it. I'm pushing really crazy numbers on review, computer reviews. I've pushed on it, and it's definitely one of the top computers you can build for less than. I built it for less than $1,200. But everything that it has in it, I essentially won't need a computer.
Right. I mean, that's better. I mean, mine, I think I got mine for like 900. Mitch helped me buy this one, man, because I don't know as much about computers, so I was like calling Mitch when I bought this thing, man. Which you see, I bought an i3. I just gave that to my mom too, but the i3 wouldn't cut it. I was wondering why the stream would crash and the stream would, have bad lag and stuff like that. And it makes sense why. You see, once I got a new computer, the lag on the stream subsided substantially.
Yeah. Forgot what mine was running in. I want to see. Yeah, mine runs at 4.8 gigahertz. 4.8. It's overclocked and just stays steady.
Let me see what mine is.
One of the key things you can do, this is an actual real tip, guys. Pay attention to this tip. A lot of people don't know that you can actually set your computer in what's called performance mode. A lot of computers are set nowadays in what we call energy saver mode, where it actually restricts the CPU from using the amount of energy that a program will require of it. So if you actually go into your power management in Windows, or especially Windows computers, I don't know too much about Apple's, but for Windows, you can change your power settings so that you get that complete power. You put your computer on performance, you're going to get all access to your CPU and not get limited just because you want to save a couple quarters or a couple cents here and there.
Yeah, I'm running about 20% CPU. You can see I got 16 tabs in Chrome open: OBS, Skype, Snip, Task Manager, Tafts, Thinkorswim,
Mine's
Trade
ridiculous.
Ideas, WordPad.
I'm only using 5 to 6% CPU, and I have everything open.
Yeah, I got a ton open too, but it works fine. I mean,
yeah, I have Tafts, Thinkorswim, Chrome, Trade Ideas, Skype, OBS, and I'm still only using from 5 to 10% of my computer usage.
Yeah, me too. I'll try to bring mine down. I think really I have so many tabs on Chrome open.
Yeah. And then memory-wise, you definitely want to get up there. I think 8 gigabytes runs you into problems, especially if you're using multiple screens. If you're only using one screen, then yeah, you'll be fine with 8 gigabytes. But once you start running multiple screens, you definitely need a good amount of memory. I say 16 gigabytes at the minimum, and a good graphics card. I have a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, and I think John actually has
the same one.
Somewhat, yeah.
I think I have the same one. I don't know if it's the same.
Version.
Yeah.
You have the newer version. I think you have the 1060.
Yeah. I know it's
just 1 year newer.
Right.
So it's a good graphics card. You got to have these. These are just the necessary tools of trading.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember that's one of the things that we were specifically looking for when I bought this computer, because I needed multiple HDMI ports, one of them to go into the graphics card, and that's what the main monitor does. And so I just like Thinkorswim's better than Tef's charts, Frank. I mean, I don't think Tef's platform is bad, but I like Thinkorswim better. At the same time, though, Thinkorswim has been lagging lately. It really has. At least on my end, it's been lagging a lot.
Real interesting flag pattern on Tiva yesterday. Tiva, we'll definitely watch that one to pull back down. It definitely extended a pretty big amount.
Yesterday's move.
Yeah, yesterday's move was a pretty big move for Tiva. Usually moves a little bit tighter range. Gapped up this morning to 2350 and has just completely failed to even stay anywhere near that.
YECO does look interesting. I know you mentioned that, but it doesn't look bad here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks good on the chart. It looks good on the daily. If you actually see it on the 60-minute, it looks kind of like a U pattern. One of the real keys is going to be if it can get over that resistance at 751. 751 on Yelko will be really interesting, guys. Might get to those levels real soon. It just kind of got a little volume spike. Now it's up there to 743, 747 on the ask. If it does get above that 751, it's definitely going to be bullish for today. And we're going to be looking for it to run towards the next resistance, which the next level is going to be up there to 780s. Let me see this green line. Hold on 1 second. Zoom in right here.
I mean, I'm looking at the next one, maybe up to 899. For 780s, unless you're looking. Oh wait, actually, yeah.
No, I see this one right here. It's 817. That's what I'm seeing right there. That would be the next level, right above 8, and then after that, I could see it breaking out to above 9.
Right.
It could try to 9 break. The real key is going to be, can we get above this 51 and then actually hold above it with some volume? That can make that drive to the next resistance. If you look on the daily chart, the next daily resistance is up there at that 920 mark.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at the 3-year and the weekly and the daily. Definitely has some resistance above it. We'll see what happens with it.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom. Hold it down, man.
I got it. All right, guys. Before I continue, just want to talk a little bit about what we talked last night, trading psychology. We had a great trading psychology night, really talking about how to really start trading in probability. Trading really comes down to thinking in probability, guys. And if you want to really start using your edge and you think that you have the right strategy, go ahead and join us. We give classes 5 days a week. Have a great night called Psychology Night. I think it's really the key to any trading. I always say that trading is about 10%, technical, where you got to learn strategies, and about 80% or 90% here in mental. This is all a mental game, guys. You have to be able to first capitalize on your mental capital so that you can capitalize on your strategy. Where do you find performance settings, John? So you go into you hit the start. You want to go into power settings. So I recommend you can either go into just settings. You can just right click on the start and hit settings. It'll take you to the Windows setting page. Then you're going to go into system. In system, you should be able to find what's called power and sleep. In that power and sleep, you got to go to additional power settings. Once you're in additional power settings, you'll be able to create a plan. What I normally do is I create two power plans. I create one when I'm not trading and one when I'm trading. When I'm trading, I want this power to just be full-on performance, giving the best of my abilities from my computer. And then I also want to have one more that's balanced, that kind of keeps the energy consumption down. So when I'm just kind of looking over normal stuff, or just using my computer on a regular day, I don't have to be using so much power. It's a really good tip to make your computer better. Especially if you haven't been doing it, you'll see the world's different in your CPU usage. Yeah, honestly, one of the key things they want to show P&L. Well, just give me a second. When John gets back, I can show you guys.
All right, I'm back.
All right, and there you go. All right, so let me pull up Skype, see if Skype wants to work for us today. All right, can you see my screen, John?
Give me a second. Sometimes it lags.
Yeah.
Now I can. Wait. Hold on. Yes.
All right,
yeah,
guys. So, real quick, we'll just kind of show you my trading stats for October here, guys. In October, I was lucky enough, to really set myself in my strategy every single day, we're not always going to have trading months like this, but it's definitely obtainable if you start to stick into that system and really just get down to trying to execute every day, be in the zone. And that's really what we try to teach you here at Beginner Trading. It's not that one particular system got me to these stats, it's that I have now created the complete trading plan, and being able to attack it on an everyday basis gets you results like this in a month. You guys can see here only one red day in October, followed by 2 green days at which we made those losses right back, 61, 62. On the down day, we had 68 down. We can go into a little more detailed on statistics.
Absolutely crazy stats, bro. Awesome job, man. Crazy stats,
you
dude.
see these stats, for the month, we had 20 winning trades. We had 8 losing trades for the month. That's a 71% accuracy rate. The real key things that I like to focus on, guys, is not necessarily your accuracy and your losing. This is really the number one stat that I want to see at least higher than a 1.5 to show me that I can be profitable and keep sizing up and keep taking more risk. This profit factor, we want it to be at that 3 level. If we get it to that 3 level, we're definitely in the range where we could even be 33% accurate and still come out break even. As you guys see, we even had a row here where we had 4 consecutive losses, and we're able to shake them. And we also had a nice win streak of 8 consecutive wins. Our largest gain was on, I believe, Kron. Yep, largest gain on Kron. A nice short on Kron. And our largest loss was on AMRN. Trading these bigger stocks, we're going to get stopped out sometimes, You guys can see this chart right here on my biggest loss. As you can see here, tried to short. I added toward the breakdown here. Right here, looking for this breakdown. Didn't receive it. Got squeezed up. Definitely held a little bit longer than I wanted. I wanted to get out here in between 65s. Got out at 2170. Took a little hit. It's going to happen, guys. Not every pattern is going to go your way. But as long as you set yourself up and start learning to set yourself up every single day, then you're going to come out profitable in this market.
Good work, man. Awesome stats, bro.
Yep.
And he's using
trading though.
He's using something called TraderView. TraderView it allows you to import your your trades from TEFs. You can import them from TEFs, or really most brokers. You can import all of your trades and then upload it to see your graph.
Yeah, it really helps. You guys can see. This is one thing I do like to see a lot. The trading volume really changes with me. Reason with that being is that days that are hot, I want to trade more. Days that are, kind of slow, like these kind of days, you just want to take your first trade, make your money in and out. A lot of times you're not going to be able to do, 3, 4 consecutive profitable trades. So by being an in and out trader, making your nice profit, getting out in the day, you actually limit what I call your risk towards the market, and by limiting your risk towards the market, you come out profitable. We're gonna have big days. I did have a big day on October 2nd. I was able to make $237. It was pretty much on one home run trade, and that's what you're gonna get. If you set yourself up, get consistent results. Look for limiting those red days, make them small, so that when you do get that nice big win, it can cover 3 or 4 of these red days. And that's really what it's about, having the ability to control your losses and make your gains maximized when you can.
Yeah, Abby, if you want to upload it for TEFs, so you go to File, or you go to Trade, Historical Data, and you go to Trades right here, right? And then you go to, let me see if I can get this to work. So you put in the date. You can only upload it per week, and so it might take a few uploads to get like a month of trading. So it might take 4 uploads, but I can go to from 1 to 7, and then I go to filter. After I gotta select my account. I can select my account here and go to filter, and you can see it pulls up my trades, and then I just go to export, and I can name the file John Trades November, and then it exports it. It's a file on your computer, and you just go to Trader View and you upload it that way. But you can upload it from Tefs. You just have to enter in. You can only upload it per week on a weekly basis, and you just got to do it week by week. I have to start this back up.
Dun 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 dun. 7 minutes.
All right.
Let's see what's going on.
All right, so yeah.
Want to start the news?
Yeah.
Ahead.
All right, so let's look up. We looked up INPX. We can look up EXEL. You can see the bottom chart here. Third quarter results for EXEL, positive third quarter results. Moving on to CZR is another one as I'm interested. It looks like it's positive earnings and results as well for CZR. Yeah, third quarter sales miss, but it beat EPS estimates, and so positive EPS on CZR. Also looking at SYMC. You can see SYMC here. Gapping up some. Looks like it's second quarter results. Yeah, so it reported second quarter results that were better than the estimates for SYMC. And yeah, that's really about it. I mean, we have PACB that looks kind of like an acquisition here. You can see PACB up to 756 from 4 something. So I go ahead and look at PACB here. It looks like either a buyout or a split, 2-to-1 maybe. Yeah, it's a buyout. So
there's one stock, guys, that I see right now that is beautiful, but can't trade it. It's NFEC. For you traders out there, you guys can look that one up.
But yeah, PACB was a $1.2 billion purchase by Illumina for PACB here. You said NFEC?
Yeah, NFEC. It's a China stock, been up 50% in the last 5 days. The relative volume has slowed down now. Doesn't really have too much volume. As you see, it has a nice daily high of 722. Daily high of 722 back in August, and has now 2 red days, holding itself near those top levels where now you can kind of essentially risk off that 7 if you want. And I could really see this coming right back down, probably in the areas of $5.77 to $6. Definitely has a good range, just not tradable for me, so gonna have to just let it go. Let's see if this one's tradable.
What's up, James? But yeah, it's been a tough week for me, really. I haven't really traded that much. I'm just trying to protect my account at this point, just because the volume's been low. But, yeah, I just got to protect my account a little bit. What's up, James? Yeah, I was looking at NIO. It's on my other monitor here. Yeah, YECO does look good. All right.
Jeremy has a question up in the chat. What do you think about stocks that have huge gap pre-market but no volume?
I don't like them. I mean, I think a lot of times they just come right back down. It just
Yep.
depends. But most of the time they come right back down, I would say.
So what I would say to that, Jeremy, is really look at the catalyst behind the stock. First of all, if it's up with no catalyst and no volume, don't even waste your breath.
Yeah.
But if it's up, has slow volume, but it's a big gap, you got to find the reason why it's moving. And if you can't find the underlying reason why it's moving, then just don't even look at it because essentially that stock is moving without information. And so all you're seeing is a gap up. All you're seeing is greed. You're seeing the potential of money versus actually creating what we want you to do is create that trading plan, and a stock that has no volume can, we talk about it a lot in our sessions is that, one trader can change this for you. And if there has no volume, no liquidity, anybody that puts a big sell order, a big buy order is going to change the stock.
Especially if it's low float.
Especially if it's low float. And a lot of the stocks we trade, the reason they make the moves they do is because they're low float, and you don't want to get caught in low float with low liquidity.
Right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to fix my screen. There we go.
Yeah, you might as well go put your intraday charts, guys. We got a couple seconds here for the bell. Let's focus. Let's get in. Remember not to react too much. Look for those important levels. Base your risk and reward. And let's get at it, guys. Just another day trading.
Yes, sir. All right, so we have EXEL popping up here. Actually dropping a little bit at the open, but it popped up right before the bell. We have SYMC running up here. It's up to 2060. Breaking over that $0.50 area. We have CZR dropping a little bit here. YECO bouncing some right before the open. NIO, we have CGC popping off here. We have Snap dropping. But a big drop under the VWAP on EXEL. We'll see if it holds underneath that level. It just kind of bounced over it right before the bell. We'll see how it acts at 1750s. All right, so we have SYMC here, dropping under the VWAP. We got CGC dropping big here, so I think Cron's probably going to follow it. We got a little bit of a washout long on EXEL here. Yeah, there's the drop on Cron. We got SYMC here. If we can get back up there.
Not gonna lie, guys. When I talk to you about misses, we see them all the time.
Man.
One stock that I really missed today, guys, I saw it do its move. It's already doing it. Is Momo. Momo, beautiful VWAP fade there. The
Oh,
only key is that it was kind of fading into the open, but really beautiful there.
look
Hit the
at
VWAP and slam down.
look at SYMC, dude. I was so close to jumping in this one. I got it ready on my thing, and it just popped up so quick. Look at that upwick, but a beautiful drop and a beautiful washout on SYMC.
Beautiful.
Man, look at that drop. Ah, it hurts. It hurts.
Not a bad one.
Yeah, man. I was close to jumping in. It just happened too quick. This upwick was really really fast. It popped up there, came back down. Didn't really give me much time to jump in, but followed through, which is good to see, I guess.
Definitely.
Man, look at this upwick. It's right back up. Weird. Not gonna touch it now though. That's just too weird. Huge upwick. About $1 upwick. Maybe a little bit less.
EXTR that just shot out crazy at the open and is tradable for us.
EXPR?
EXTR.
Oh. Wow, look at that move.
Look at that
Up
move,
almost
guys.
$1. About 80-cent move. Really, really quick.
Really surprised this one made that move. You know, it was really weak in the pre-market.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kron now. Kron's washing out. Maybe get a little BWAT bounce there on EXTR. We'll see. Snap dropping down pretty big here. Snap. Nice little VWAP projection there on CZR.
CIFS looking good on the long side. Can't trade it, but looking good.
Yeah, nice little pop up for that one. Oh, I forgot the scanners. Yeah, beautiful rejection on SYMC.
Yeah, that was nice. Looking at Momo to see if it can come back up to 3680 or 3683. It's a good trade. That was a beautiful VWAP fade.
Look at CZR get rejected down there. Look at that drop on CZR. Gonna look for that to possibly pull back to the VWAP as well. Tight risk, a lot of resistance above it around the VWAP. Same thing with kind of Kron. Looking for it to pull back to about 774s. Can set the previous 780 as my risk maybe on Kron. We'll see though. Looking at Snap as well, Snapchat. But look at that drop on CZR. We'll see if it bounces off of this resistance down here that I drew earlier. Off of 950. NIO. Maybe. NIO. A little bit too close to the high of the day for my comfort though.
Yeah, I don't like it on the daily either. That's my problem with that.
Yeah.
Don't like it on the daily at all.
Yeah, we had a few up gappers. Cole, we had Kron, CZR, SYMC, CIFS running NIO. So a few up gappers.
Looking at Michael Kors. Michael Kors. Kors.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Looking for maybe a VWAP fade here. Would have to get in at 59, 55s and risk off a 68 or 70.
I'm looking at Kron here at the VWAP, risk of 777. If I can get up to 73, I'll take it. All right, it's up to 69s. See if we get these that follow through up there. It's close, but no cigar, as they say. Never got up there. NIO spiking up some. CZR, just a big downward trend here.
Kors squeezed back. I didn't even look at it.
GoPro just getting hammered too.
Yoko looks interesting there at 7, but the only problem is, guys, is that we didn't break the support, and so with that being said, I didn't want to take the trade. I feel like it's still early in that pattern to just try to snap in there at 7. The squeeze is up there to 730. Too much risk for not enough reward there. Only reward I can see, at least from the chart, is about 25 cents on the first profit, and to risk 30 cents, I just don't want to do it. Just didn't want to take the trade. The spread is doesn't help it either. The spread is about 19 cents.
GoPro getting hammered pretty hard here.
PTI pushing on the daily high. Well, not the daily high, the pre-market high.
All right, so we're up to 70s on Kron. Getting really close to my entry here. 71s. All right, I'll go ahead and take it if it lets me in here. Got to mark it in. I don't know why it's been doing this lately. All right, risk is that high of the day at 777, so pretty tight risk.
It's not the worst one. Definitely not.
Yeah, I just like the risk. The risk is tiny. Oof, there's a squeeze. Gotta get very close. If it breaks that high of the day, I'm just out. And I'm out. Tiny loss, $8, but cracked that high of the day. Kind of looking at Snap, but Snap has never worked out for me, usually with fades.
Aha, too fast. Tiva, slow your roll. Look at Tiva. I wanted that at 2280s up here at the VWAP, but it's just moving way too fast for me. I was like, where's the pause button?
Yeah, for sure, man. I see it.
Looks a nice little triangle forming there.
All right, CZR. Looking at CZR. Like this one with the tight risk. of 72, 73s.
There goes Tiva. Ah, those are those ones that is just like, man, that was a beauty.
Yeah. All right, I'm in CZR.
Just a beaut.
Drop down really quick to the 950s level. I think that area has to hold, but we'll give it that time. Tight risk of 72. About a 10-cent risk. Look, I'm in CZR. Let me pull it up. Looks like a good fade here. We'll see if it actually follows through with it, though. Obviously, I want to see a crack under this whole dollar here, or this half dollar at 50, at 950. We'll see if it gives it to me. 53s. Obviously, it may bounce there, but want to see the crack underneath it.
Alright guys, small little loss there on Tiva. It was really quick. I got squeezed into the buy. I already had the buy out there and ran into a little bit of issue getting out. I should have been able to get out there in 85s. I got filled at 80, but it kind of squeezed on me, and then I got blocked twice. So definitely having battles with TEFs lately. This new order execution, definitely got to learn how to improve on it. But it's a tight loss. I'm looking at PTI, setting up for longs. Definitely think someone is going to step into this and start driving this. I'm definitely looking at it.
We're getting a squeeze on CZR. Got to be careful here. Obviously, ideally, I'd like to see a rejection back down. For that double top would be nice, but we'll see what happens. All I can really do is hold it to my levels. Squeezing up. Gotta be careful here. My risk is about 73. Hopefully it finds that resistance at 70.
Yoko getting some volume on the long side, guys. I think there's a squeeze coming in that.
SYMC's testing that low of the day there as well. Maybe a little bit of a wedge triangle pattern forming here.
There he goes, Yoko. Called it out, guys.
EXTR broke under that 660 support. I'm watching that one on my other monitor as well. Hey, shout out to KC Mac for the $10 donation. Appreciate it, brother. Much appreciative towards you both. Must see TV every morning. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. All right, it's testing that $70 level again. It has some support there. Like I said, risk is at 72 just about, and I'll let it test that area. Alright, like that pullback for sure. But it rebounded right back, so we'll see what happens here. Still got to keep a pretty close eye on it. SYMC rebounding some here. It's up to 1984s. But yeah, all I can really do in this one is hold it to my levels. And that's just what I'm going to do. Just going to wait.
That's it. That's all we can ever do.
All right, we got back down to 63s. Big kind of pullback on SYMC. If it gets to the VWAP level, may get interesting there. But yeah, appreciate that, KC Mac. Means a lot, brother. Appreciate the support, bro.
Look at this stock up. Remember I talked about this last night, KBSF.
Yeah, I got to focus on this CZR trade. Just waiting to see what it's going to do here. Really testing the VWAP on the way down. Like I said, I like my risk level. I think my risk level is on point with this one. And so we'll see what happens, but just trying to be patient with it. But look at EXTR break down, man. Under 660, I think, really broke down nicely.
Just looking for cores to bounce here and see if it bounces. Looking for a bounce on cores there.
But yeah, I think you got to start. I mean, I don't want to give people bad advice for this, but I've been having to use market orders on TEFs after that new 3 cent rule. I just haven't been getting filled in the right spots afterwards. So, on a conventional broker, I definitely don't recommend market orders, but I think you got to do what you got to do to get filled on some of these. All right, so there's a nice little drop there for CZR. See if it actually holds down this time, though. But like the drop. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really like Fridays either, Fridays are usually not my day. All right, beautiful drop there on CZR. Definitely liking this drop. We'll see if it can crack the $0.50 again. It's really what I'm looking for with it. But I don't really... Fridays are so-so for me. I really don't like Wednesdays. I think Mitch and I have the same kind of Wednesday sentiment where it's kind of just never a good day for us. Usually. Never. Terrible. And so Wednesdays are usually not great. And so Fridays, coin toss, I would say.
There might be a thing that I had my first month with only one red day, and that was
on a Wednesday.
The month I didn't trade on Wednesdays.
Yeah, for sure.
A month I didn't trade a whole month on Wednesdays.
Right.
And it definitely helps, If you notice that you're just not mentally there, I think that's really what comes down to it.
On Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's just I'm not mentally fully there. And being not mentally fully there, it costs me.
It hurts sometimes, man. Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of profit here at this $0.50, just in case it squeezes up, and just let the rest really work for this one. Just to protect myself in this trade. The reason why, it had some support at 550, and so just wanted to get out and hold on to the rest a little bit longer. Some people are going to get mad at me for taking small sizing, and while I understand it, I can't let the stream pressure get to me when the market has been acting like this, and so I just got to kind of protect my count in the best way I see fit, and try to ignore what other people say. But yeah, appreciate the $10 donation, Casey. Means a lot, brother. Appreciate it, man. Peter said, why do you torture Kron every day? This thing moves, what, 1% up or down? I mean, yesterday it faded beautifully there. If you see this fade from yesterday,
You masochist. You just love it.
Right. Yeah, we get some people here that are just always negative, and I guess it's something I gotta get used to,
I just use it as my humor nowadays.
Right.
I just really laugh. If you guys see me, I just kick back and just... The chat is always going to have something funny.
Right, exactly. There's something humorous in each chat, right? I've kind of labeled different people. Like, certain people are, like, super, like, supportive and, like, friendly, like, good members of the chat. Like, KC, like, Tiny, cool. One of my favorites, shout out to Coolio, you know. And then we have certain people that are just all they ever say is negative. So you can kind of see they're just looking for stuff to get onto you about, which is, like I said, you could find humor in it. Kind of shows you different personalities.
There goes Coors, never coming back for me.
Oh, we got some politics in the chat, huh? That's almost a first here. I'm not going to say anything about politics, but I'll just say I hate all politicians. Is basically my view of politics. You know, I don't like any of them.
AveNet is asking about level 2 question, guys. A lot of times with level 2 questions, guys, what a lot of people look at the level 2s like these are the orders that are going to go through. And you got to realize the level 2, it's not the orders that are going through, but the orders that are pending. Pending and going through are two different things.
I literally laughed out loud a little bit from Milan's post. That's about right in this world, though. That's about how it goes in this world, though. You know.
All right. Not one that I really am trusting, but PTI looks interesting there to risk off at 80. But the amount of volume in it, this is what we talk about, low volume. Anybody can just kind of buy up this at 676 right now, squeeze it through the 680s, and it can get back up there to 690s real quick. It's not a completely bad trade. It has good setup. Just you have to understand that you know, the amount of volume in there can bring a change around in this trend at any moment.
What do you think about GoPro if it bounces up to the VWAP here? I mean, it was a gap down already for GoPro, and the VWAP's pretty low. It's hanging around there. It's maybe some tight risk above it at the whole $1.06 from 586. What do you think about GoPro?
I haven't even looked at that chart. Let me take a look. It's gone. Too
GoPro.
much.
Too down.
Too much for me.
Yeah.
Too down for me. Too much consolidation at the bottom. Remember, I like to see those quick popbacks. So let that stock wash on one candle and bring it all back on that one candle.
NIO. NIO faded off the VWAP nicely. I mean, it was...
See, that's what I was worried about PTI. It looks like it's going to squeeze there, guys. And definitely low volume situations. I'm just going to keep this one on watch. Maybe it breaks out, guys, and starts going on, setting up on a long side. So I'll just keep this chart on the side. Same thing with Yoko. It looks interesting here at like 710, 714, but the squeeze, anybody buys it up here at 720, and the squeeze is going to be to 750 in almost an instant.
EXTR, going back to the VWAP. Yeah, I'm looking at EXTR. It'd be more of a VWAP rejection if it can get up to that 55 level, but it doesn't look bad. I doubt it's going to come back up, at least in my opinion. Of course, it's all speculation, as is the market, but I doubt it's going to change trends and start to push up, but who knows, man. But it doesn't look bad, really.
All right, guys, I'm watching Dries also. I wanted to come up and test that top trend line that I've built on it. I have a downward trend line to 599. Let it try 599's reject, and then I'll go short on Dries. I want to give it the chance to squeeze a little bit, fake some guys out on the long side, and I'll hammer it on the short side. So, I can risk off of 601.
On which one, Dries?
Yeah, really small risk. I can have like a 1 to 2 cent risk and try to get this move down. First profit would be 91s. Second profit would be down there in the 80s. It's one of those that you have to increase size so you can get your reward, but it's there if you want to take a small risk to reward trade day.
Joel had a good question. He said, "NIHD guys, what causes those huge wicks?" In a nutshell, this big down wick is caused by upward buying pressure. Whenever you see a big wick like this, like when you see a big wick here, it means a lot of selling pressure, obviously, and when you see a big wick here, it means a lot of buying pressure. And so it's just big orders getting, a lot of times it's just big orders getting bought out here, pushing it back up, a big sell order here, pushing it back down. And so it's just buying and selling pressure, what causes those big wicks. All right, we got CZR here testing the $0.50 again at 950. We'll see if it breaks under it this time.
The PTI is being one of those really interesting right now. The wicks are ridiculous.
PTI?
It's not one I recommend to everyone because this is not a trade that you want to be kind of a new trader in. It's really wicky.
Low
Keeps
volume.
having these huge pressure up there at 685. I don't know what's going on there at that price range, but every single time it gets to that level, quick reject.
Yeah, it's just low volume, I think.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get some volume in there with that 26,000. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it, guys. That's all I got to do. Instead of trying to make the trade, guys, make the trade happen, I'll just keep an eye on it until where I find that now is the moment, you know?
For sure. Yeah, somebody thanked us for showing them TradeNet's link. But yeah, so the October sale for TradeNet is over, but I still have a link that gets you 10% off any TradeNet package. If you're interested in taking advantage of that, I can post the link here. I make a small commission from it, but if you want to help support the channel, you can go through that link, and I appreciate it if you do. All right, so really nice drop here for CZR. Gonna let it get down to the low of the day and test that area. And so this is why it was important for me to hold it to my risk level, and it worked out well. Down to 38s. Going to go ahead and take profits here, and I'm just going to add back if it gets back up to the VWAP at 960s. And so, not bad. Recouped my loss on the day, plus some, so now up on the day. At least in gross profits. So I'll take that. Really beautiful fade. It followed my risk level almost down to the T, which I'm really happy about. Maybe sold a little bit too early here. The reason I sold is because you can see it has the resistance here. But I'm not really upset about protecting my count a little bit and getting out when I should, getting out at those levels. But yeah, I sold a little bit too early. It would have allowed me to take profits down at the low of the day here. But wrote it down for about 25 cents. And so I'll take it, especially after how this week has been. But yeah, it's something that, so here's the thing, right? I'm really, when I trade the VWAP fade, I have to understand the conditions for the VWAP fade, right? And one of the conditions is a big extended gap up, which CZR gave me. You know, you can see a really big extended gap up from the 870s up to where it opened at almost $10. And so a big extended over 10% gap up, and you can see it faded down beautifully, and it held my risk level about a cent away from my risk level. My risk level was 972, and it got up to 970, maybe 971. And so it followed my risk level down to the T. But, you know, after how this week has been pretty rough, you know, I have to take it small. You know, one of my rules is that if I have a tough week, you know, it's something Mitch always says, is that when you're hot, you can use bigger sizing. When you're not, you got to scale it down a little bit. And that's what you see this week from me. I'm just trying to protect my account as much as I can. Hopefully we get some more days like this next week with these big gap ups. We've had a lot of gap ups. You can also see NIO gapping up nicely, fading off the VWAP beautifully here. What was the other one? SYMC gapping up really nicely, fading off the VWAP here. And so you kind of see when we get these big gap ups, that's really when the fade is in play on these overextended gap ups like we had today. And when you get kind of slow, choppy days like, you know, earlier this week, you know, that's when the VWAP fade is not as much in play. And so I just have to understand that and be more selective, I think. But I'll take it. Not bad. Also, another nice little fade today was Snap, SNAP. Beautiful little fade there. Hey, Sky, you can hate on me, man. That's fine. Like I said, I'm just protecting my account. You know, and I made $5 on the day, but I was down, like, what, 8? And so I actually compensated for the loss plus some. And so I ended it in net profit. But you can hate, man. That's fine.
Hey, some people focus on money.
Right.
I'll focus on trading. All right, guys, I'm watching Fit here, guys. I want to see it push up to the resistance, reject getting above 595s, and then I'll go look to hammer this down, guys. I think Fit is definitely up too much in the extension on the daily chart. Someone actually brought this stock up. I think it was Mark. Mark brought it up. Not a bad trade at all.
Yeah, Sky's now banned from the channel, so... you know, no stress. What I'm really happy about with this trade, though, is that it went down to my levels down to the T. You know, it went up to my risk level, didn't stop me out. Made 25 cents, which is, like I said, I'm not focusing on gains right now. I'm focusing on protecting my account. And so people can hate, and that's fine. But I think it was a good trade. I'm happy with my trade. Yeah, Sky's probably the type of dude that tries to take huge sizing, take some massive losses, you know, but at least he took bigger sizing. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know, some of us are going to focus on greed.
Yeah, C Money said it right. You got to focus on percentages, not dollar amounts. And that's what I'm doing at this point. You know, when I have a tough week, I take it slow. And I think that's a good lesson for traders to learn, is that if you have a tough week, you know, take it slow. It doesn't matter how much you make. It just matters whether you're getting in good trades or not, conditioning your brain to do the right thing, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, ban hammer coming out. I really don't ban people. People actually say I'm too nice. But if you just hate, if all you ever say is criticism, then I'm going to ban you, you know, for sure.
All right, guys, started my position here on Fit. Willing to add a little bit here. Shorted there at 593s, guys. Willing to add at 595s. If this gets below 590s, then I'll just keep the 300 shares that I got.
What's your risk in this one?
It's up there to 597.
Yeah, I like
if
it.
I can hold to a little bit higher, I could hold to 599.
Yeah, so his risk is here. I like that risk level. Reward is...
would be at 84's first one, then you can go 80s or 80s and then below.
For sure. Right, for sure. I mean, here's the thing, like I've always said, the last 3 months, I've had substantially more green weeks than I've had red weeks. And that's what I'm judging it off of. And when I say green weeks or red weeks, I'm really talking about gross profits, right? Because I know once I scale up a little bit more, the commissions and everything like that won't be as much of a factor. And so really I'm looking at gross profits. But like in the last 3 months, I've had substantially more green weeks than red. And that's all I really care about. You know, I think the problem with traders is people like Sky, wherever, you know, if you're a trader and you understand yourself, right? It only makes sense to take it slow, show consistent gains, and then size up into your account. And it also only makes sense is that when you're hot and you're doing really well, you can size into it a little bit more. When you're not doing well, you can size down some. And I think a lot of traders have, you know, decent results when the market's really hot. But when the market is slow, they don't know how to.
Gotta be careful here, guys. If I see anything close up there above 6, I gotta get out here, guys. Need this to reject off of 6 here, guys.
But no, what I was saying is when the market is slow, they don't know how to take their foot off the gas. And that's what you see me do this past week is just take my foot off the gas because I haven't liked the market as much. You know? I could let the pressure of people in the chat get to me and say, well, I'm just going to take huge sizing even if I don't like the market and, you know, ruin my account. Or I can say, you know what? People are going to hate. I'm going to take it slow anyway. Well, no, Silver, listen, man, I didn't ban him for stating his opinion. I banned him for essentially making fun. You know what I mean? It's one thing to say your opinion in a respectful way. It's another thing just to try to make fun of people. You know what I mean? And put people down. That's completely different. You know, if he would have said, hey, man, you know, I don't think you're relative to the cents per share made in that trade, I don't think it was worth it. That would have been one thing. Of course, I wouldn't have banned him for that. But when he sits there and he just makes fun and tries to put people down, that's what he gets banned for, you know? And so, like I said, I'm into constructive criticism. You know what I mean? Like I'll listen to constructive criticism, but if you're just making fun, trying to put people down, I don't need that in my trading, man. You know what I mean? I already stream in front of hundreds of people every day, letting people watch me trade for free. You know, like if you're gonna make fun, I'm gonna ban you. You know.
All right, guys, got to be tight here and fit, guys. I have an average of 594 here, 594, almost 595 with the average cost. Just can't let it get above 6 here, guys. If it gets above 6, I just got to get out.
Of course I've blown an account, T America, you know. I think every trader probably has. I've blown multiple accounts. The first time I ever traded was on SureTrader, and I lost like $4,000 in like 3 weeks probably, you know. And I think it's kind of that market tuition that people talk about, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was super trolly. It wasn't constructive. He wasn't meaning it to be nice or to be constructive or anything like that. He was just trying to troll a little bit and make fun. And so
all right, guys, I'm out.
Not bad. I like the trade idea. You know.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. You know, can't take that risk there. It's not a bad trade idea. Just a slow moving stock for me too. You guys see it now. It's rejecting there.
Yeah, tight range.
Yeah, it might have wicked me out, but I hold to my limits, and that's all I can do.
Hey, nice, Jeff. Nice work, man.
Ooh, I was trying to watch for EXEL. Look at that. Hard to read that one, though.
The thing with the gurus, and I'm not saying anything bad, like I was talking to it about with some of our members yesterday, is the thing about the gurus is they have valuable content for sure. You know, a lot of their content is super valuable. The thing I don't like is they don't teach how to calculate risk and reward. They teach risk management, but they don't actually teach how to calculate risk and reward. And I think that's probably the major thing that traders should start to understand is how to calculate risk and reward, how to understand your risk, give yourself a risk and reward ratio before you enter the trade, and then follow that plan. And I've seen some of their courses. It's just, you know, I just haven't seen them teach risk and reward. And so that's the only, you know, flag I see from them. But I also think their content's super valuable, not hating on them at all.
Hey guys, definitely I got squeezed out of fit. It's looking strong. So if you guys want to watch that, you long traders, you guys can watch that. I is setting up also on a flag.
Somebody asked, have my green weeks been from using trade ideas? I mean, to be honest, no. You know, shout out to Trade Ideas. I'll post their link. They're nice enough to let me stream their scans. But do I think my green weeks have been correlated with using Trade Ideas? No, I don't. It's not anything. I think Trade Ideas is great. You know, I really think Trade Ideas is great. It really makes it easy each morning, and I'll post Trade Ideas link because they're cool enough to let me stream their scans. But you know, I think the green weeks I've had are mostly just from sticking to risk and reward, following a reliable strategy. You know, Trade Ideas helps obviously, but you know, I think it's the main cause of it? No. Appreciate it, Dustin. Yeah, I mean, risk and reward. So risk management is just protecting your account. You know what I mean? It's protecting your account, taking it slow when the market's like this. You know, I've been pretty slow the last few weeks just because the market hasn't given me much. You know, but risk and reward is completely different. Risk and reward is your plan in the trade, right? So you see me get in CZR here, and I called it out before I entered it, that I got in at 61. My risk in the trade was 72, so about 11-cent risk, and my reward was down at the low of the day at 9.30, and so much bigger reward than my risk area. And if you do this consistently, if you give yourself those proper risk and reward levels and you follow your plan, then you know you don't have to be as accurate as a trader. You know, and you can see exactly what CZR did. It went right up almost to my risk level, never broke it, and then came down and touched my reward level. And so it actually followed through perfectly with my trade plan. I sold it a little bit early, but I got out about 4 cents away from the bottom. And so I think my exit was okay here. Missed out on about 4 cents, but I'll definitely take it. But it's about giving yourself that plan of where you're going to exit the trade. Where's your risk? You know, your stop loss, as you may say. And where's your profit target? Where are you going to take profits? And in this case, it was at the low of the day. And so it's just about building those plans around each strategy, giving yourself a positive ratio before you enter the trade, and then sticking to those levels.
All right, guys, I'm long here off of long guys, 95, 27.95, risking off of 27.80, looking for a minimum of 20 cents on the gain.
Here, I'll throw you up here. Hold on a minute. Let me put your screen up.
Got to be careful here. Can't let it get below this 80. Wanted to break out through the 28. I see the flag.
Right, exactly. If you don't have a plan, you really don't have a trade. You're gambling. You know what I mean? And I think traders get addicted to that. I really do. I think traders get really addicted to they don't know what's going to happen. The kind of chaos in a trade. Where it's like if you give yourself a plan, you know your entry, you know your risk, you know your reward, then you're way more comfortable in that trade. You know where you have to exit. It's just a plan to follow, which makes it a lot easier.
100%. All you can do is set yourself up, and then from that point on, you can let the rest take care of itself.
Right, like you heard me in the trade. I kept saying, all I can do is follow my levels. All I can do is follow my risk, follow my reward. You know, that's all I can do. If it squeezes me out, no stress, you know. In the long run, it'll even itself out. You know what I mean? And so all I can do is follow my levels.
All right, got to be careful here, guys. Don't want it below 80. Anything below 80s, I'll just get on out. Definitely not going to take more risk, especially what I always like to do is I set myself up to get back. This is the trade that would get me back into the green, and if not, it's going to be the trade to take me out the market, realizing my execution's not on point, and that I just got to come back another day. It's simple as that. You know, now I'm in my trade. I know my risk, I know my reward, and I'm just going to take this trade from here on out. Whatever happens, whatever happens. Probability is what you want to be on, not is this going to be right or wrong.
Dustin, yeah, we have classes we teach every night. The big thing every weekday night, I should say. And we have a decent amount. I mean, we have a few members in here, but like I always stress, like we're not experts here. Like we're not trying to be gurus here at all. You know, we just have classes that we teach people the fundamentals of like risk and reward and basics. And if you like it and appreciate it, you know, you could sign up. Here, I can post the link if you want to check it out. But like I said, I just stress we're not experts, you know. We're not gurus here. You know what I mean? Skype's giving me that Skype life. But even if you don't like my trades, I mean, you could look at Mitch's stats, even if you don't like my trades, and see that Mitch...
I'm out.
I can't even see it.
I'm out, guys. Just not finding it today, guys.
It happens, brother.
That's what it is. Just not there. Doesn't seem like there's enough volume in I kind of trade I on a daily basis, so I know that it makes nice range-bound moves. There was a lot of volume that actually came in on the candle prior to me entering, which was 1018. On 1018, you get a 36,000 shares that went through on that one candle. To me, it looked like buys up there at 28. So I looked to set myself up with a good risk to reward in this trade. I definitely saw the triangle forming, and it just broke down on me. You know, I could reverse trade this, but I don't like reverse trading, as there's nothing worse than having a loser on the long side and then having a loser on the short side. So just going to go ahead and realize, hey, market's not cooperating with the strategies. Sometimes you got to let it go and get back tomorrow. One of the things I will be doing, guys, is I'm going to be doing a challenge coming soon, guys. A real small account challenge. I know a lot of people do small account challenges, but a lot of times they try to make these kind of ridiculous gains that no one else can follow. You know, you guys come here every day. You guys are going to see me slowly build up that account, get to the point where we could take some profits out, and really just show you the real way of building an account versus as trying to take leaps and bounds that you end up just hurting yourself and blowing up your account.
Yeah, don't stress it, man. One loss in October. One losing day in October.
I'm not. It's not, honestly, guys, I'm still up for the week. So it's still going to be a green week for me, regardless of the losses today. And I'll just continue trading, get back here on Monday, act like it doesn't bother me, because in the end, I know that trading goes two ways, guys. Thinking probability. I'm either going to win on this setup or I'm going to lose on this setup. I lost on this setup. I could win on the next one or I could lose on the next one. It's all probability. All I can do is focus to trade better, not focus on money, not greed, and come in every day with a trading plan. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up early, guys. I'm going to head on out of here. I got some things at work that I need to take care of. And it's been a real hectic week for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. You guys enjoy your weekend. Look forward to seeing some of you guys in our nightly classes. And like I said, if you haven't really gotten over the verge of trading, if you see that you have a winning strategy but are not able to consistently take profits from the market, go ahead and join us. We'll help you get that last little thing that you need to take off, lead you towards the right direction, and get you to where you want to be. So take care, John. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Have a good day, man. Don't stress it, brother.
Yep, just another day.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to Netron about the OTC market that if you know the pink sheets on the Wolf of Wall Street, that's the OTC market he's talking about. Yeah, I don't trade OTCs just because it's just not my style. Dustin, I'm actually not up on the week. I'm down on the week, man. But I haven't traded that much, really. Like, today's probably the day I traded the most. It's just been slow. And like I said, it's about I've just been taking my foot off the gas in this market, man. Yeah, I don't like the OTC market. Aside from the fact that my broker doesn't allow me to actually trade it, I just don't like the OTC market. It's just tough, man. A lot of times it has to do with just hype and pumps and stuff like that. And so there's substantially sketchier companies on the OTC market. No, man. Shout out to Trade Ideas. I do have to say that. Shout out to Trade Ideas for allowing me to use their scans. The Trade Ideas package I use is like $120 a month or something like that. I'll post the link here. Awesome scanning software, really customizable. I really love Trade Ideas. Makes my mornings way easier than they were before with gappers and stuff like that. And it also has these scans that I can just look at and see what's moving in the market. Look at this second fade on CZR here. I forgot about it. I said if it pushed back up to the VWAP, I would add my sizing back. And should have been paying attention because it went right back up to the VWAP and came back down. But no stress. With all that said, I'm probably done for the day as well. And just going to enjoy the weekend with my family here. But let me see. Also, today's news was brought to you by SnapTrade. SnapTrade's an awesome free scanner. You can check them out as well. I build my watch list each morning on SnapTrade. You can see it here. And it gives me a lot of thorough information about my watch list, like change percentage, volume change percentage. So it basically shows you how much above or below average the volume is on these stocks in my list. It shows you the market cap, the actual volume, the different technical signals. But it also has a scanner here as well. So regardless of what niche you have in the market, it has upcoming earnings, recent earnings, high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks, gap ups, crypto. And so regardless of what sector you're interested in, they usually have a scan for it. But I also use them for news. You can see I can click today's news and it shows me all the most relevant stories in the market with news. Or I could just click watch list and it shows me the catalysts on my watch list. And so go check them out. That's SnapTrade, SNAPTRADE.US. And I'll post that link as well. Yeah, SnapTrade's free. But yeah, I'm down on the week. But here's the thing. Like, being down on the week, it doesn't mean... If somebody's down on the week, it doesn't mean they're a bad trader. Like, it just means they're down on the week. Like, if you want to look at Ross, for instance, Ross has down weeks as well. So losing weeks are going to happen. Losing days are going to happen. And you can't really base anything off of that. The big thing is, like, I just took my foot off the gas because I understand that today really was a good day. I liked the gap ups today. But earlier the week, I wasn't seeing that many good gap ups that I could trade. And so when that happens in the market, I kind of just got to take my foot off the gas a little bit. Yeah, I use SnapTrade too, man. Really cool tool for building a watch list. Also, like I said, anybody interested in signing up to TradeNet, I'll post that link here. I make a small commission from it, but it's one of the ways we keep the stream free. There's the link if you're interested in signing up to TradeNet. It gets you 10% off any package, and so go check it out if you're interested. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down and have a good weekend, everybody. I'll see you all later. And yeah, I mean, slow week. The market kind of heated up today, so hopefully this is kind of a indication of how it's going to be next week. I really like today's market. We had a decent amount of gap ups here, a lot of fades. You can see CZR, like I said, I think NIO faded. I think CZR, NIO, what was the other one? SYMC faded this morning. You can see a beautiful fade here, right here. And so a lot of fades, a lot of decent gap ups today. Hopefully the market's like this next week. If the market is like this next week, you know, hopefully it'll be a good week. But I just got to wait for that good market to present itself. Yeah, GoPro, I'm still kind of keeping an eye on it. Yeah, I appreciate it, Andy. Which one for a short, Jason? Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a good weekend. I'll see you all Monday morning, same time as always. And yeah, good luck. I'll see you all later.